Scare a Bear by Kathy Jo Wargin. Scare a bear. Do you know how to scare a bear? Would you bang pots and pans? Would you rattle some cans? Would you shout? Would you yell? Would you ring a loud bell? Do you know how to scare a bear? How would you scare a bear out of your cabin? Or out of your fishing boa? How about away from your campfire? And what if he climbed in your bunk? Would the bed go kerplunk? From the author-illustrator team that created Moose on the Loose comes yet another example of the hijinks and hilarity that happens when wildlife wanders indoors. In this contest of wills, who will win? And once again, by story's end, young campers will know exactly how to scare a bear. Do you know how to scare a bear? Would you bang pots and pans? Would you rattle some cans? Would you shout? Would you yell? Would you ring a loud bell? What if that bear isn't easy to scare? Would you stand nose to nose? Would you turn on the hose? Would you make a strange face and a big scary pose? Would you shout, "I declare, it's a bear! Please beware!" What is that bear it's easy to scare? What if that bear wants to go for a swim? Would you holler and hoot? Would you give him the boot? Would you say, "You can't swim here! You don't have a suit!" What if that bear wants to go for a swim? What if that bear wants to fish from your boat? Do you think he would fit? Would you tell him to sit? Would you share your pole and your best fishing hole? Do you think he would squirm if you showed him a worm? What if that bear wants to fish from your boat? What if that bear starts to beg for some dinner? Would you share your peas? Do you think he'll say please? Would you give him a dish with a big tasty fish? What if that bear starts to beg for some dinner? What if that bear sits down by the fire? Would you share your seat? Would you make him a treat? Would you tell him you think he's had too much to eat? Now what if that bear wants to sleep overnight? Would you start to giggle if he starts to wiggle? What if he snores? Would you send him outdoors? If he climbed in your bunk, would the bed go kerplunk? What if that bear wants to sleep overnight? What if that bear will not leave the next morning? Would you give him a map with a compass and cap? Would you tell him, "Keep walking. Don't stop for a nap"? Would you say, "My dear bear, there's no need for stalling. It's time to go home. Your mother is calling"? What if that bear will not leave in the morning? Then call the ranger. I know what he'll say. "This bear cannot stay. You must scare him away." Do you know how to scare a bear? I sure do. It's nothing new. Just say, "Boo!" The end.